Trump's personal attorney and hatchet man, Emil Bove, has just been appointed to the 3rd District Circuit Court of Appeals. That is the court directly below the Supreme Court. And this guy, let's have a look at him and see what he looks like here. Oh, wait, that's not him. That's a little joke. That's Nosferatu. No, that's him. Wait. Is it not him? Oh my God, I knew he lived forever, but Jesus Christ. Anyway, it's a tired joke. Well, it's not that tired. It still made me laugh. Anyway, Republican senators confirm former Trump lawyer to lifetime judgeship over the objection of Democrats and whistleblowers. Emil Bove, Nosferatu lookalike, a top Justice Department official who has also defended Donald Trump in his criminal indictments, has been confirmed to a lifetime appointment as a federal appellate judge. Despite accusations from a handful of whistleblowers accusing him of improperly overseeing the cases for the administration, Bove's nomination to the bench for the 3rd U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals was one of the most controversial of Trump's appointments so far. Yeah, so far. There's going to be more. And wait, just 2 years when Clarence Thomas decides to leave office. He's like, well, he's already been part of the Court of Appeals. That's why he needs to be a Supreme Court justice. You wait. Mark my words. Mark this day. Let's see. Especially when the legal community were intense opposition from hundreds of former Justice Department prosecutors and dozens of former judges emerged in recent weeks. Still, materials brought forward by the Senate Judiciary Committee by 3 whistleblowers were not enough to derail Bove's nomination. Taken together, the complaints portrayed Bove at Trump's Justice Department as a leader frustrated with underlings as he pressured them to align with the president's policies, even if he faced significant opposition, according to multiple people familiar with the whistleblower's accusations. The Senate approved the nomination 50-49. That is too close, folks. That is just too goddamn close. I mean, this is why elections matter. CNN has reached out to the Department of Justice but did not receive a response. The Department of Justice spokesperson previously told the CNN that Bove will make an excellent judge. Emil Bove is a highly qualified judicial nominee who has done incredible work at the Department of Justice to help protect civil rights. Bitch, please. We'll get into that in a second. Dismantle foreign terrorist organizations, make America. Oh, you know, that, whatever. Whistleblowers raise concern. Among the accusations raised by whistleblowers in recent months were concerned over Bove's interactions with rank-and-file prosecutors. In one case, at least with some members of the powerful state judiciary committee, the panel responsible for advancing Bove to a full Senate vote were made aware of an audio recording of a meeting that Bove held with prosecutors earlier this year in which he pushed them to follow orders and dismiss the federal corruption case against New York Mayor Eric Adams, sources say. And if you remember correctly, Eric Adams was accused of taking money from the country of Turkey, taking airline flights, just basic ball-face corruption. He was busted dead to rights, and he was being investigated, and a prosecution was working up a case against him, which looked pretty damn good. And then Donald Trump takes office, and because Donald Trump wants to let ICE run roughshod all over my fair city, New York, he made a little deal with Eric Adams. We will dismiss all of the charges with prejudice. That means if you don't do the things that we say, then we're going to reopen that case on you and you will be prosecuted. Sounds like a quid pro quo to me. There's no quid, there's no pro, there's no quo. I don't know what you're talking about. Democrats in the committee looked into whether the whistleblower's disclosure contradicts Bove's Senate testimony about the meeting and his denial that he threatened to punish prosecutors who refused to dismiss Adams' case in line with the administration agenda. Sources have described the existence of and substance of an audio recording to CNN, but CNN has not independently listened to it. I don't know why. Two other whistleblowers went to the Senate Judiciary Committee with concerns about Bove's approach to the court while pushing Trump's immigration agenda, which has at times deprived detainees of due process. That whole thing about sending, what is it, like 280 people on a plane to Seacot, Bukele's dungeon down in El Salvador. The judge told them to turn around the plane, and Donald Trump and Bove's excuse was, it's already in the air. There's nothing we can do. I can't tell them to turn it around. It's over international waters. We have no power over the international waters. It's big water, ocean water, very much lots of water from the standpoint of wet. In the wake of some allegations against Bove, Democratic members of the Senate Judiciary Committee walked out of a key vote earlier this month in protest. But Bove's nomination advanced over their opposition, with all 12 Republicans on the panel voting to move it forward. Leading up to the final vote on Tuesday, Democratic Senator Cory Booker said that he had obtained new documentation related to Bove's alleged actions, claiming to have, quote, substantive information to share with his colleagues about the nomination and inviting them to view it for themselves. They didn't care. They don't want to look. They're there to serve the president, the pleasure of the presidency. None of those Republican senators give a good goddamn about that. Do you think they were going to stop this? I mean, seriously. Fucking Bobby Kennedy got appointed. There's no way this guy wasn't going to get appointed. They just didn't have the numbers. Let me see here. Senator Dick Durbin, the top Democrat on the Senate Judiciary panel, accused the Republicans of pushing the confirmation vote too quickly in light of new allegations. Quote, it appears my Republican colleagues fear the answers. No, they just don't care. They just want to get it done. Just like they did with the big, beautiful bill, man. They didn't give a good goddamn about any of that shit. Donald Trump wanted it done by the July 4th. They got it done by July 4th. Magic, presto. Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley, Republican, said Tuesday that his office looked into the whistleblower's allegations as well as a follow-up with the additional interviews, but found no misconduct by Bove. Senator Chuck Grassley, notoriously 90,000-year-old Senator Chuck Grassley, yeah, man, I'm sure he did a quick search of that paper and was like, it's all good, moving forward. Iowa Republican pushed back against the allegations and criticism lodged against Bove, saying the Senate Democrats had crossed a line in their attacks and had not shared whistleblower documentation in a timely manner. Quote, the timeline raises serious concerns and is legitimate to raise them as a major problem, Grassley said from the Senate floor just hours before the full chamber voted on Bove's confirmation. If my Democrat colleagues want to investigate allegations, they should have come to the senator and we could have vetted the allegations in good faith together. Whatever, man. I don't care if they brought them shits last year. They were going to vote him in anyway. That's just the way it is, man. These guys have no backbone and no spine. There's only one group of people that are weaker and more feckless than the Democratic Party, and that's the Republican Party. They are Trump's bitch. Grassley's office told CNN that they were not aware of the whistleblower's claim. Honey, this shit's been going on for ages, man. We saw the whole thing. I saw, Tom Homan, human Shrek impersonator, sitting on a couch on Fox and Friends right next to Eric Adams going, yeah, this boy, he called him boy too. Yeah, boy, you better make sure that you don't cross the line with old Donald Trump or we might have to put those charges back in place. You watched him mumble his way through that shit. In the end, whistleblowers' disclosures were not enough to prompt the public release of Adams' case records or his transcripts. By the way, shitloads of people retired and quit over that because it was so goddamn brazen. While nearly all Republican senators stood behind the president's nominee and criticized the timeline by which most recent whistleblowers, because they pushed this thing through. Hell, man, he only nominated him a month ago, less than a month ago. While near GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins, I'm not really comfortable with all that. They're the only ones that opposed the nomination during the procedural vote last week. Collins released a statement at the time saying that she could not trust that he would act in a, quote, impartial jurist if confirmed. The pair ultimately voted with Democrats against the confirmation, but Republicans, including Senator Tom Tillis, who previously was central to the withdrawal of another Trump legal nominee, Ed Martin, for the U.S. District Attorney. Oh, by the way, that Ed Martin dude, he was a straight up Nazi. Just straight up Nazi. I guess we dodged a bullet with him. We're willing to advance Bove's nomination and ultimate vote to confirm him. Tillis previously had gauged Trump's nominee by the responses to the January 6, 2021 U.S. Capitol attack, drawing a red line when Martin did not denounce the violence. Bove didn't denounce the violence either. He didn't. In fact, he, if I'm not mistaken, he instructed the Justice Department, because he used to be, just a couple of weeks ago, he was the acting deputy director of the Justice Department, just under Pam Bondi. And he didn't just instruct, he threatened. Give me the names of all of the prosecutors involved in the January 6th case. And they were all immediately fired once he got the list. So this guy is he's no choir boy over here, doing exactly the same shit. The controversies fueled questions of fitness. Trump nominee Bove in May became a judge on the U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, which oversees federal precedent in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Before joining the Justice Department this year, Bove served as a private defense attorney for Donald Trump, responding to multiple criminal indictments, including the one in New York City. The president then handpicked him alongside, because he's loyal, that's why, picked him alongside several of his other private attorneys to fill leadership roles in the Justice Department. Adams' case has long been part of the discussion around Bove's fitness for the federal bench. As Bove pushed for its dismissal earlier this year, a half a dozen Justice Department prosecutors resigned rather than follow his orders. Some who resigned said that they believe Bove's direction to dismiss the case was intended to coax Adams to support the Trump administration's hardline immigration policy enforcement in New York City, which he has, and ICE is all over this town. Maybe not quite as obvious as it is in LA, but they are all down there hanging out by the courthouse. And when people show up for their immigration, whether they are acquitted or the case is dismissed or not, ICE is right there to arrest them. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. So they're here. They're absolutely here. Some who resigned said that they were both. Oh, I already read that. The federal judge ultimately dismissed the charges against Adams. More recently, a whistleblower emerged around a separate series of events related to Bove giving directions to line attorneys working on immigration cases. The whistleblower, former Justice Department immigration attorney Erez Ravine, I'm butchering the name, Ruvieni, alleged Bove told other department lawyers they need to tell courts, fuck you. That was the, tell that plane that's going to not Venezuela, tell that plane that's going to El Salvador to turn its ass around. And Bove's like, tell that judge, fuck you. Bove said in a congressional testimony that he didn't recall that he made the fuck you comment. Yeah, okay, he didn't recall saying fuck you, but he did tell them, don't listen to the judge telling you to turn the plane around. He didn't say he didn't do that. Commenting at a March 14th immigration attorneys meeting. Another whistleblowers made claims of the Justice Department's watchdog that Bove suggested others in the department could ignore courts' orders during a contentious legal battle in an immigration case. Anyway. Bad dude. Emil Bove, bad dude. Looks just like Nosferatu, acts just like Nosferatu. He is a blood-sucking attorney, and Donald Trump loves a good blood-sucking attorney. Ask Roy Cohen, another sleazy son of a bitch that instructs Donald Trump in doing all kinds of unconstitutional shit. Emil Bove is there to service the president. He's not there to be a, fair and balanced member of the judiciary. He is there to be Trump's guy in the 3rd District Court of Appeals. And like I said at the beginning of this thing, I would not be surprised one bit if Donald Trump nominated him for the Supreme Court. Donald Trump has been getting a lot of his Supreme Court and judges for a while from the Heritage Foundation, because that's the breeding ground for very conservative right-wing judges. And that's who he used to go to. But, when you've got like Amy Coney Barrett in there, who he thought, she was going to be perfect, and she came from the Heritage Foundation, and she's ruled against Donald Trump, not a lot, but a couple of times. That's 2 times too many. And Donald Trump is not having that. Now he wants loyalty. He wants sycophantic, dirty, sleazy lawyers who are going to follow Donald Trump whatever the fuck he wants. Is that a separation of powers? Is that, judiciary versus executive versus legislative branch? Or is that just, these are my boys? I got Mike Johnson over in Congress. He's my boy. I got Emil here. He's my boy. The Supreme Court, they're my boys. Everybody is on point. They are following the program. And all of this is under the direction of Donald Trump and the Project 2025. That's what this is all about. This is getting power and taking power. Emil Bove's appointment is Donald Trump taking more power. He's not going to give it up. And by the way, the Democratic Party is weak as fuck. And if we have any kind of success in 2026, this guy is the first guy that we need to go after. I know he's in there for life, but goddamn, man, are you telling me that you can't find any impropriety that you could use to prosecute him on, or to, vacate his seat at the court? Is there nothing you can do? I guarantee you there is absolutely something that the Democrats can do. Let's see if they have the balls to do anything about it. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.